Hi there, I'm Zach Henschel. You may remember me from such families as the Henschels and the Henschels Left Coast Edition. Today I'd like to talk to you about a very special member of our family, my dad, Myron. It is with great sadness that we are so gathered here today, but not just sadness, there is also a joy, an abundance of joy. The joy that is possible because of a life well lived. Dad's faith was first and foremost in his life, not just in theory but in practice. Time and time again, when there was an opportunity to take shortcuts or skirt the truth, he remained loyal to what he knew to be right and true. A joy that was possible because of his approach to life. Rare was the moment when he did not have ready a pun or witticism to try and lift spirits, or at the very least, a well-deserved groan. Many of you who saw him preach on a regular basis will remember well the jokes that he launched from the pulpit, only to have them falter and crash into the third row of pews. Nevertheless, he forged on because he was full of joy. I have many fond memories of my dad. Before my dad was a pastor, he worked in the industry of grain bin fabrication, a job that left him physically tired at the end of his day. He still found the energy, mostly, to read me bedtime stories and sing me songs. Even when falling asleep mid-sentence, he always responded with renewed vigor when issued a sharp poke to the ribs, a tradition I have passed on to my own children. I remember walking home from the Morris Stampede with him and a snow cone that I had secured all the flavor from, and so was little more than a blue-colored snowball on a soggy paper cone. Handing it to him, I was amazed to see him propel the unflavored slush into the air, the ice crystals shining brilliantly in the sun for a second, and then with the most satisfying of noises, impact and disperse on the road. When I was in the hospital around Christmas and Dad was sitting with me all night long, it was so loud in the room that night, partly because of the traffic on the cold streets below, partly because of the machines that were monitoring my physical health, and partly because of the chatting, cackling nurses. Nurses who were esteeming to each other the value of sweaters as gifts, in color and quantity. To hear my gentle, abiding father mutter, "Yeah, and if you don't shut up, I'll shove 'em down your throat." And he did. Tell them, that is. He was always fair with his discipline. I often got away with much less than I deserved. And I turned out all right, didn't I? Didn't I? Like the time we were watching the movie Arachnophobia. Mom had left for a weekend ladies' retreat, or at least that's what we were told, and had insisted that we had more than just junk food for snacks. Compliant as ever, Dad gave us fresh celery sticks. Yummy. At an opportune time, as an arachnus dethicus was descending unseen onto some hapless victim, I used the leafy end of a celery stick to tickle the back of my brother's arm. His scream triggered one from my dad, and also resulted in an overturned chair. Dad showed remarkable restraint, not grounding me, nor lobbing any ranch dip in my direction. My dad had a lot to teach us as well, not just about living responsibly in terms of our faith, but also lots of cool stuff, like bushcraft and fishing, and how to enjoy snacks while reclining and watching TV. Legend! We also learned many useful phrases like "give her potatoes," which loosely translated means work harder or go faster, a phrase we saw him put into practice one cloudy summer's day in Toronto. Upon discovering he had parked in a tow-away zone, by evidence of a now invisible gray Dodge minivan, Dad gave her potatoes all the way to the impound lot. He demonstrated such patience I didn't appreciate it as a kid, but watching him with my own children, I was amazed to watch him guide them and listen to them. Even now, at the ripe old age of 17, Molly was still turning to him for wisdom, from the scriptures to his life experience. Whenever something good or bad happened, Molly reached out to him to share and get his perspective. Max, who as a toddler seemed not to need any sleep whatsoever, benefited greatly from Grandpa's Learn to Nap seminars, and Merrick, who would show Grandpa each car in the toy box, sometimes more than twice. The highlight of our year since we moved to BC was their annual visit. We miss you and love you. and cannot wait to see you again. You have set the standard by which we will judge our own lives. Thank you.